Welcome back. If you've got solar PV or a wind turbine, battery storage is a no-brainer, as I've said in my previous videos. But a lot of people mistakenly think that in the event of a power cut, you can run the whole house off your stored energy in your batteries. In this case, my Polantech batteries. That's not strictly true. You do need some extra equipment in order to run your house off your batteries in the event of a power cut. And I'm going to explain to you now why that is the case, and in my best layman's terms, why that is needed and what equipment you need. So, in the theme of keeping it simple, this is a transformer that feeds our road. There's a positive, a neutral and an earth. And of the three systems you can have in any property in the United Kingdom, you have TNCS, that's the Terra Neutral Combined Separate, the TNS, the Terra Neutral Separate, and the TT, not the race, Terra Terra. And Terra comes from the Latin meaning earth, as in terra firma, standing on terra firma. There you go. So there's the end of the very simplified electronics lesson. Basically, a bit like your 3-pin plug. We have neutral, live and an earth. So you need an earth in order to plug in to the grid, so to speak. So there ends the basic lesson. I'm going to put a description above now of a really interesting video that explains it far better than I can, but in lots of gobbledygook that you might understand. But if not, leave a comment below on how wrong I've been.
So what we've got here is Jonathan's supply coming in here and his distribution board, and what we're going to do is we're going to run an earth cable through the wall along the side of his house, and then we're going to install an earth rod right here.
So when there is a power cut, it's because there's a fault in the local grid, and in order not to feed power back into the grid from our batteries, it has to be isolated. That's why we need an extra earth rod. So this is my mate Matt, Sparky. So what we're doing today, Matt?
Okay, so what we're looking at right now is your main power coming into your home. Now what this has got is it's got your live, your neutral, and then your earth comes off your neutral here. So it's a TNCS system. Now what we've already done is we've installed an earth rod. Now that currently is this cable here, but that's going to be coming out today and getting rerouted into your auto transfer switch.
Right.
This is me just testing your earth rod.
Okay.
And you can see there we've got a good reading.
So 171, what does that mean?
171 is a good number. We're looking for anything under 200. Just means that your earth rod has a good pass back to the transformer.
Fantastic. Okay, Matt, so what we've got here, what's this called?
This is called an auto transfer switch. Now what this does is this fits inside your distribution board,
Which is there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And on one side you've got your grid supply.
Yeah.
So that's what you use normally the majority of the time. But you've also got on this side got the generator supply. So in this case this will be coming from your inverter, and that will be powered through your battery system and through your solar system.
Cool.
So essentially what this does is when it picks up the power is dropped from the grid, it'll automatically transfer over to your battery and PV system.
Excellent.
So in here you've got your live conductor, your neutral connection, and also earth. So you'll have the power coming on top and then power going out at the bottom.
Fantastic. So let's get it fitted. So tell me basically, a lot of people say, oh, you've got batteries, you can run your whole house off your batteries when there's a power cut. Is that strictly true?
Well, you certainly can't run your whole house off your battery system. What you've got here is what we've done in your home is we fitted an auto transfer switch which will feed these 4 circuits here.
Right.
So that you've got to think of what you need in the event of a power cut. So we put your socket ring, which is your kitchen circuit.
So boiler kettle.
Boiler kettle, yeah. And then your 2 lighting circuits, so that if there's a power cut, you're not without lights.
Yeah.
And then this last circuit's just this one up here, which is your Wi-Fi, so that you're still connected even if you lose your power.
Brilliant.
So this board is pretty much just replacing what was existing. You had an old board that was pretty cramped and had a few issues on some of the circuits. So we've just gone through and replaced the breakers, replaced the entire board, giving you some more room for expansion in the future. This board up here is additional because it had to house this unit here, which is your auto transfer switch, and then also some spare ways on the other side.
Fantastic. So there's room for expansion still. So Matt, can I run my whole house off my batteries in the event of a power cut?
Sadly not. So because your backup supply is this inverter here, if you just notice on the side here, it'll tell you what your output current would be, which is around about 5,000 watts, 22 amps. So you'd be limited to that amount on your house. Now if you look at your entire distribution board, you've got a lot of circuits there, so that would definitely max out your inverter, which is something you don't want to do.
No.
So when it comes to putting batteries on your house, and you want to have a backup system, you can only really limit it to a handful of circuits. That's what we've done. We've done some low load circuits like your lighting, your sockets, and a few Wi-Fi accessories, which won't come to that amount.
Yeah, brilliant. So when we have a power cut, it is just that. It's a cut of all power to all properties because the line is basically broken and some linesmen are going to go back up to the local grid and stick the lines back together. Now, in order for them to do that safely, they need to be sure there's no external electricity coming from any other source. So the wind turbines will be isolated, there'll be no solar, and we certainly need to be sure there's going to be no feedback from any storage batteries back onto the grid, thus endangering the life of the linesman. So that's what the transfer switch does, isolates these batteries from the grid, but in order for that to work isolated, I need another earth source, hence the reason for an earth rod. So a combination of the earth rod and the transfer switch means that in the event of a power cut, for however long, I need to have that equipment fitted in order to use the energy out of my batteries. So I've got two new boards, all nicely and neatly labelled and sorted out, and behind here it looks a lot neater than it did. And we've also got some spare ways here for any extra circuits in the house. Also some spare RCDs here, should I want any more renewables in my property, but don't tell Mrs. P. But this is my beautiful transfer switch that enables me to switch between the grid and my batteries in the event of a power cut. So lots of options for more renewables in the future, but don't tell Mrs. P. Thanks for watching, see you next time.